I was embarrassed how you performed in the show last week. Embarrassed. You didn't do anything. You didn't say anything. And you're supposed to be a superstar.
Well, yeah.
He is, dude. This guy is the coolest deer I've ever seen in my life.
Yes, he's had his good weeks and he's had his bad weeks. There you go. You got to drink that.
Probably the week that they turned him into this head was a bad week. But you know what? How many deer out there would love to be on the Tom Greene show?
Probably lots of bucks and does, especially does.
Heck yeah. All right. I believe. What did I say? 31-28, Alabama.
You said I think
it was 31-28,
yes.
and I said Alabama would win on a last-second field goal.
You said that Manziel would pick it off, with 5 minutes to go.
He'd throw a pick, they'd get
Alabama
it back, and they'd win with the field goal.
And then I had thought that A&M's defense was something and that Alabama wouldn't score more than 21. Well, there was about as much defense in that game as my hand against a gale force wind. And yes, I have big hands, as chicks know about big hands, but still, no defense.
I have small hands, which means I would be a great cook. Girls, ladies, this dude can cook. Especially paleo. Yeah, but no, you're right. I didn't think A&M's defense was going to be any good, but I didn't think they were going to be that bad. I mean, Alabama basically was like, they fell down 14-0, and they were like, all right, enough of this. And they just took over. Manziel's great. His circus play got them in trouble in the middle of the game, and I don't think they realized at the time
that third down play that was
yeah, he got away with one, a couple he didn't. I don't think they were going to realize it was going to hurt him as much as it did in the middle of the game, but it was a great game. But honestly, Saban showed it why he is the man. He is the best coach in the country by far. I mean, Alabama looked really good. Their defense got torched, but it's Manziel. So part of me is like, whatever.
I remember, I think when Alabama when they went up 21-14, it was, and they scored that touchdown. One of the guys started to get a little feisty, and Saban was like one of the evil minions from Despicable Me at him.
Haven't seen that, but now I'm going to. Oh, Saban, that's how you knew Alabama was actually playing relatively well, is he was screaming the whole game. I mean, he was mad at everybody. He was mad at himself, mad at his players, mad at the cheerleaders. I think he was correcting the cheerleaders' triangle at one point. He was pretty ticked. I think, because literally, I swear I saw him on top of halftime, and he was like yelling at them, and they got him up there, and he got on top of the triangle and did this, and made the Alabama A, and then flipped in the air, and like they caught him, and then he was like, "That's how you do it!" And then he ran off the field. But yeah, Saban's good. Alabama's the
Chicks
best team in
must
the
dig
country.
Nick Saban.
Yep. But yeah, it was a great game, and Alabama just showed that they're still the best team in the country until somebody shows otherwise. And their schedule basically says they're going to go 12-0. They don't play no Georgia, no Florida, which doesn't matter because Florida's awful, as much as I love the Gators. No Florida, and I think the only team they play is LSU.
That's the team I was going to say. Not so fast, my friend. LSU. The last time LSU beat Alabama, where was the game?
Tuscaloosa, I believe.
Where is the game this year?
Is it Tuscaloosa? Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen again. So, I love the Mad Hatter. I love the fact that he eats grass during the game, but I don't know, man. Alabama's good. Their offensive line's good again. Apparently, they can just plug in. I guess I could be the center of Alabama, and it would be awesome. But yeah, they're good. Running back's great. They have wide receivers galore because their best wide receiver was a no-show against A&M, and they still torched them to the air. McCarron's a great quarterback, and I think their defense is a lot better than they showed. Manziel torched them, but what do you expect?
The last 2 years, Alabama lost their only game in Tuscaloosa. I have a feeling that LSU will give them a fight. They may not necessarily win the game against Alabama, but they will give them a fight that they will never forget.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it'll be a great game. I think Alabama's... I just have too much faith in Saban. But, I mean, everybody right now, I think, has got to be thinking Alabama Oregon would be a great championship game. Stanford is kind of a bit of a favorite, but it's like they haven't played well so far this year.
And if we remember from the college football preview, what was my national championship game pick?
Was it Alabama Oregon?
It was Alabama Oregon.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean,
because
the team's so far.
People are underestimating the Oregon team, even though Chip Kelly is now a Philadelphia Eagle. You've got Mark Helfrich, which is their head coach, and he was their offensive coordinator. So it's basically like, okay, they basically hired in management, so they're still going to be good. Yep. You still got Mariota at quarterback. Now it's basically all DeAnthony Thomas, but still, DeAnthony Thomas is fast. He could probably run for a touchdown as faster than I can say the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. That's how fast Demaryius Thomas is.
That's fast. He is fast. They get a good wide receiver. They have a great offense. Their defense is playing pretty well. So it's like the only team that can beat them is Stanford. So it's like if they can actually beat a physical team one time, we probably looking at the Ducks, and I'm thinking the Tide because they don't play like three of the best teams in the SEC this year. They really don't. They don't play Georgia. They don't play Florida, and they don't play. Who's the other big one?
Georgia, Florida, and
there's one other big SEC school.
Not Ole Miss.
No, I think there's another. Man, I'm totally blanking right now, but there's three big teams that they don't have to play this year, basically.
In the SEC easy, as I call it. And the SEC tough, pretty much, is.
And Georgia's really good this year, so I mean, I guess they could play Georgia in the SEC championship.
I was about to bring that point up. It's like, wait a second, SEC championship game.
That's true.
If Aaron Murray and Georgia could bring the Dogs to the championship game, look out.
Look out, but I don't know. I don't like Georgia's defense. They give up a lot of points this year, and I think Alabama's defense is better than South Carolina's for crying out loud.
That was the other team.
South Carolina?
Yeah.
Yes, South Carolina. Georgia, Florida, South Carolina.
As
Alabama,
I was just about to point out, how about that man Jadeveon Clowney?
Yeah, I hate to rain on that guy's parade, but I mean now he's got a broken foot or something, so they're saying that that's the reason he hasn't been any good. But it's like, nah, he's just overrated. So the Lions are probably going to get that guy next year in the draft, and and they'll still stink. But that's for another show.
That's for the NFL picks,
yeah,
which will be later this week on the Tom Greene Show.
Sounds good.